The Legacy of Wisdom project gathers and publishes answers to many of humanity's most pressing questions from some of our most experienced and profound leaders.
How can I find my mission to gain a sense of having fulfilled my life's potential?
Well, that's a big question, obviously. That's really the question of how shall I live my life? How shall we live our lives, which comes along at any age, explicit or implicit, whether we formulate it rationally in words or not. It's like finding our true calling, our true vocation. What are we here to do? Who are we? What would we like to do? Where is the love and fulfillment, connection and meaning and beauty that we seek? And it takes some work, it takes some time. It's part of life process of growing older and wiser. Of course, age is no guarantor of wisdom, but if we learn from our lessons, then we grow older and wiser along with our experiences. Just having experiences isn't enough. We have to learn from them and put them together and discern the deeper meanings and patterns. So finding our true calling or vocation is a lot more than just finding our occupation or what pays the rent. And if we can put that together as we grow up through our various, first our teenage identity crisis, then our midlife identity crisis, then our aging identity crisis, this is a very important part of life, and in fact, perhaps one of the core issues, probably maybe even the core issue. Not just what do I have left to do, but what do I have left to be or become? And not just emphasizing the doing and the action, but the being. And coming back to ourselves, coming home to who and what we truly are and can be. That's very important. And I myself have found that to be true over the years and decades of my life. And now I feel more at home and at ease with who I am. I remember my brother said after I was in India for many years, he said, "Jeffrey, you're still the same." And my shoulders drooped. And then he said, "But even more so." And then I perked up again, my ego intact and even inflated. Yes, I'm even more authentic than ever. So it's hard to express in words, but I think we know what we're talking about. Finding ourselves, finding our way in life, finding out what our gift is so we don't die with our music or our gift, our expression tied up inside. And this is very important, to find our vocation, our true mission in life, even if we don't call it a mission explicitly.
Well, there's some people who, in essence, are seekers. They're already looking for that mission or whatever. They have a sense already.
Yeah, or purpose.
Right, I haven't
meaning.
Done whatever and I'm looking for it. But there are others in the world, to whom we're speaking also, that have not yet reached perhaps that stage where it's a conscious thing, but there's something in them. Is there something you could say about, dealing with finding this sense of okayness here and now, so that if the world was to end today, they wouldn't be frustrated and have regrets later? How do you approach that?
Yes, well, people sometimes ask me if I died today, would I be okay with that? And have I done what I came here to do? And I always say yes, although I've thought about it. And it is true, yes, and yes, and yes. And it's always now. Remembering the past is a nowness activity, and planning or fantasizing about the future is a nowness activity. So we're always in the now. So that's not any problem or contradiction. The issue, I think, is how to be more fully present and accounted for. And this is a timeless, evergreen issue. And not that we need to always be getting there, as a seeker, as a quester, as a sojourner, as it says in some spiritual texts. We are seeking and holding hands as pilgrims on the way, the great way of awakening, whatever you want, the way home, the way to heaven and nirvana, however you conceptualize it. But I believe the secret is being there while getting there every single step of the way. Being there while getting there, not waiting to get there. Being totally here while getting there every step of the way. That every step of the way is the great way. That every step of the way to heaven is heaven, as St. Catherine of Siena once sang. And this is a very important learning that I have come to, the being there while getting there every step of the way. And then we can accept more where we are and come home and be congruent and at one with ourselves here and now, even while we are striving appropriately not too much and not too little, striving appropriately, balancedly, to be better people and contribute to a better world. Because after all, we're not alone here. So we have to awaken together, or contribute, or somehow feel what's going on around us and recognize our inseparable part of that we're all interconnected, interdependent, interwoven, interbeing, as Thich Nhat Hanh wonderfully calls it, and that we're all in the same boat. Recognize that we're all in the same boat. We all sink or swim, rise and fall together. There's no way around that.
What do I do to find that sense of authenticness, of being present? I mean,
well, I talk, teach, write about this all the time. There are many ways, many lanes in the great way. There are many only ways, as I love to say. So many only ways. I think just breathing, relaxing, and smiling is a great beginning. Breathe, relax, smile, and presencing 2.0. Breathe, relax, center, focus, and smile. And then we could go deeper. Presencing 3.0. Breathe, relax, center, focus, smile, and look into who is looking. Perceive who's perceiving. Alive, awaken the who am I question. And not just rationally, intellectually, but intuit directly who or what is present, who or what is experiencing, who's trying to meditate or control the mind, who is seeking what, who is seeking God, who is seeking the true self or totality. Who is it? What is it? Where is it? How is it? So breathe, relax, center, focus, smile, and inquire. Inquire deeply. Look deeply, intuitive, awarefully, not just rationally, intellectually. And then we start to fill out ourselves, as it were, fill in, connect the dots of the disparate elements of ourselves. We start to gain more presence, more gravitas, living more mindful rather than mindlessly sleepwalking through life. Because I can guarantee you, and you can take this to the bank, if we're not here now, we won't be there then. I guarantee you. That's the nature of karma and conditioning. If we're not here now, we won't be there then. It's in our interest to be here now. Even while we're driving somewhere in traffic, notice how your mind and your thoughts are projected where you're going, and try to take a breath and feel your body and the feeling of your buttocks in the chair and the seat, and be a little here now, being here while getting there every step of the way. That's a great, wonderful secret. It's an open secret.